I think the wording needs to be updated, but the problems which caused the rule to be introduced are even more acute now than they were when the rule was introduced.
What problems are these?
Well, the problems that Wolverhampton and comparatively few other areas are the areas which seem to have to bear the burden of the whole of the immigration which comes into this country. And therefore we feel that it is necessary that people who decide to come to areas such as this should be prepared to wait a little longer than other people for a municipal house.
Well, the Housing Committee, that is, proposed to withdraw the existing rule and replace it with one whereby those who had lived in the UK for more than 10 years would be treated more favourably. Well, is this new wording going to include immigrants who've been here for more than 10 years?
Oh yes. Oh yes, there will be no question that the new rule is not intended to have any colour connotation at all. It's intended to be a fair rule to ensure that people who have lived in the United Kingdom do get a preference over other people.
I see, whether they've been born here or not.
Yes, quite.
What caused the Race Relations Board to start this investigation into the Housing Committee?
Well, I think they were very ill-advised to do this. Normally the Race Relations Board only bring a case if an individual person complains to them that they have been that prejudice has been done to them. In this case, they apparently picked on Wolverhampton. I must use the word picked on Wolverhampton, and quite unjustifiably, in my opinion, because, as you know, the rule was introduced long before there was any question of a Race Relations Board at all.
Are you willing to rewrite this rule to satisfy the Race Relations Board?
Well, when I and the officers of the corporation saw the Race Relations Board in December, we made it perfectly plain to them that we wished to maintain the effect of the rule, but we were always prepared to alter the wording of the rule, because it's really the wording of anything that goes against a particular act. And we understood very firmly at that time that this would satisfy them. And it seems now to me that they are deliberately bending over to try and be pernickety in the interpretation of this proposed rule. And I would stress that quite leading members of the immigrant communities in Wolverhampton have expressed the view that our present rule is a very fair one and does help race relations in this area.
Well, what happens now? Do you think that the Race Relations Board will bring a case against the Wolverhampton Council?
Well, I think they will be very ill-advised if they do, because, of course, this would be blatant interference with local administration, local people who know local problems and are attempting to solve them in the way that they know best. And this would have very bad effect, I'm certain, on race relations.
Do you think they will, though?
I certainly don't believe that they will be so ill-advised as to do this, no.
Mr. Farmer, thank you very much.
Thank you.